food, fashion, and fun in the Roman Empire.
But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
In the heart of the Roman Empire, where marble columns pierced the sky and the hum of the marketplace echoed through narrow streets, life was more than politics and conquest. It was also about pleasure. The food one ate, the garments one wore, and the endless entertainments that brought the people of Rome together in celebration. It was early spring in 125 AD, and the city buzzed in preparation for the Floralia festival, a colorful celebration in honor of Flora, the goddess of flowers and fertility. Among the excited crowd was Aelia Lucilla, a young Roman noblewoman known for her refined taste and lively spirit. Her days were filled with the three luxuries Rome excelled at: fine dining, fashionable living, and elaborate fun. A Roman morning, beauty and breakfast. Lucilla awoke in her family's spacious domus on the Caelian hill. The morning light filtered through woven linen curtains as her maidservant prepared her toilette, a routine no Roman lady of status would skip. She sat on a carved wooden stool while her hair was braided in the popular notice style, adorned with delicate pins of ivory and gold. Her skin was treated with rose water, and a touch of white lead mixed with crushed pearls added a glow to her cheeks. For clothing, she chose a stola of soft saffron wool, layered over a white tunica. A richly dyed purple palla, a shawl that signified elegance, was draped over her shoulder. Fashion in Rome was not just about beauty. It was a reflection of class, modesty, and even political affiliation. Lucilla's wardrobe, imported from across the empire, Egyptian linens, Gallic wool, and Eastern silks, spoke volumes of her family's wealth and connections. Her morning meal was modest by Roman standards: a ientaculum of dates, cheese, olives, and honeyed bread, washed down with a cup of watered wine. Breakfast was light, leaving room for the real indulgence of the day: the afternoon feast, markets and mosaics, Rome's bustling style. With her mother, Lucilla ventured to the Forum Boarium to visit textile vendors and perfumeries. Stalls overflowed with goods from every corner of the empire: cinnamon from India, purple dye from Tyre, silk from China via Parthia. Aromas of incense, roasted meats, and exotic spices perfumed the air. Roman fashion wasn't static. Men favored tunics of wool or linen, often belted, with senators donning the dignified toga praetexta edged in purple. Women, however, delighted in seasonal colors, flowing drapery, and elaborate jewelry. Lucilla admired a necklace made of amber beads from the north, and bartered for a small vial of nardus, a pungent perfume from Syria. Slaves carried baskets filled with new purchases, while Lucilla and her mother strolled past mosaic-tiled floors and marble statues in public porticos, symbols of Rome's artistic excellence and imperial pride. The art of the Roman feast. That evening, the family hosted a cena, the grand Roman dinner, inviting guests from nearby villas. The triclinium, their formal dining room, was adorned with fresh garlands and bronze oil lamps. 3 couches formed a U-shape around a low table, where diners reclined on cushions, ready to indulge. The courses were elaborate. Starters, gustatio, included oysters, eggs seasoned with garum, fermented fish sauce, and asparagus dipped in vinegar. The main course featured roasted duck with dates, honey-glazed ham, and dormice stuffed with pine nuts and herbs. Exotic fruits, almond pastries, and spiced wine followed for dessert. While the dishes delighted the senses, the feast was also a performance. Slaves served each course with precision. A poet recited verses between courses. A lyre player plucked gentle melodies in the background. Conversation danced from politics to love, to gossip about the emperor's new construction projects. Dining was an art and a statement. It displayed wealth, sophistication, and culinary daring. To not host or attend such feasts was to miss out on one of Rome's most cherished traditions: games, gladiators, and gaiety. The following day was devoted to fun. a central part of Roman life, especially during festival weeks. Lucilla and her brothers attended the events at the Circus Maximus, where crowds gathered for chariot races. The roar of 200,000 spectators filled the air as teams, red, blue, green, and white, raced with thunderous speed. Lucilla, like many Romans, had a favorite faction, the Greens, and shouted herself hoarse as their driver narrowly won the final lap. Betting was common, and even women participated, despite social restrictions. Fortune, after all, was part of the thrill. Later in the afternoon, they visited the Colosseum. Though Lucilla sometimes found the violence unsettling, she couldn't deny the spectacle's power. Gladiators, both slaves and volunteers, fought with practiced drama. Exotic animals, lions, elephants, crocodiles, were paraded for display or used in staged hunts, venaciones. The emperor, seated high above the crowd, gave the final gestures of mercy or death. While blood and sand filled the arena, the deeper purpose of these games was political, to keep the people entertained and loyal. Panem et circenses, bread and circuses, as the satirist Juvenal put it, were the keys to Roman stability. Theaters, baths, and evenings of leisure. For more refined entertainment, Lucilla attended plays in open-air theaters where comedies, by Plautus, or tragedies inspired by Greek myths unfolded before eager audiences. Masks, dramatic gestures, and clever wordplay made even simple stories captivating. Evening came with a visit to the public baths. The baths of Caracalla, or Agrippa, were vast complexes of luxury, not only places for hygiene but also for socializing, exercising, reading, and gossiping. Lucilla and her friends moved through the tepidarium, caldarium, and frigidarium, chatting about fashion and the latest scandals, while relaxing in marble pools beneath mosaic ceilings. After bathing, many Romans enjoyed a casual stroll, a spaziatio, through the gardens or past temples. Vendors sold fried fish, sausages, and mulled wine. Musicians played along the roadside. Life, even in its simplest form, was flavored with joy, love, and leisure in Roman culture. Fun in Rome was also romantic. Public flirtation was common during festivals, and young men and women exchanged glances in temples or at the baths. Lucilla herself had received a wax tablet poem from a hopeful admirer who compared her to Venus and praised her taste in perfume. Marriage in Rome was more strategic than sentimental, especially for the elite, but romance still bloomed in letters, songs, and public exchanges. Ovid's Ars Amatoria had been banned years earlier, but its verses still circulated in secret, a playful guide to love and seduction that young Romans found irresistible. A city that never slept as night fell. Torches lit the streets. Banquets and parties spilled into the courtyards. Some attended secret cult rites, others gambled in back rooms. Rome pulsed even in darkness, the scent of roses, oil lamps flickering, laughter echoing down the stone alleys. This was the eternal city in its fullest form. Lucilla sat on her balcony sipping wine with her cousin, watching the stars over the Palatine Hill. They talked of silk dresses, foreign lands, the chariot race, and whether the gladiator Spiculus would win again next month. Life was rich, unpredictable, and full of flavor.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.